Good evening. I call to order the Newman City Council regular meeting, July 25th, 2023. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. For all those that are here and that might be listening to us online. Tonight we are just basically here to do the business for the city of Newman. And I just pray that we can just clear our minds to where we concentrate on every step of the way that we have to do this agenda work this evening. And I just pray that we have a blessed evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilmember McDonald?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ball?
Here.
Councilmember Tomlinson?
Here.
Councilmember Pimentel?
Here.
Mayor Graham?
Here. Declarations of conflict of interest tonight? Any?
No.
All right, seeing none. Report from closed session. 4A and B will be covered under 10A and B of the actual agenda. And 4C, direction was given to proceed with litigation. Item 6, ceremonial matters. There are none tonight. Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Anybody wishing to speak can step up to the thing. Would you like to step up? Yeah, go ahead up there. Would like to welcome Assemblyman Juan Alniz. Good evening. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for allowing me to be here. Just wanted to stop by and say hi, let you guys know that I'm here, I exist. I'm not always up in Sacramento. We're in our summer recess right now, so I get a chance to go and visit all the councils. I just came from Turlock's meeting as well. If you guys have anything that is needed, obviously you guys can contact me. I don't know. The mayor's got my number, so I know you can get contact that way as well as your chief does. And I have my staff members here and available as well, so we'll be more than happy to help and do whatever we can at the state level, and even if I can maybe push some other levels, I'll try that as well. So just to give a little report on Sacramento, just real quick, there's some public safety bills that we were able to make sure that did not continue on and had to do with consent, canine. There was even one that had to do with doing geofencing to prevent us for our investigations that we were able to make sure that did not get passed. And right now we're pushing some bills right now that will help cadets in their post academy. We're also working on some for Gold Star families. We just got one signed by the governor that has to do with AEDs at the schools and being available and making sure that we have monies as well for the schools to get those as well. So we're doing a variety of different things that are going on, and I'm happy, honored, and proud to represent you guys, and thank you for having me.
So is this your first time here in Newman?
No.
Not in Newman, but in these chambers, yes.
Assemblyman, thank you for coming, and we appreciate your hard work. Yeah. I know you're up there and working on a lot of different bills, and I appreciate that you're one of the ones that sends representatives to all of our meetings. So that's impressive, and we appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak? No. All right. Item 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance except by resolution, and resolution except by title. Approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the July 11th, 2023 meeting.
I move that we accept the consent calendar for this period.
I'll second.
There we go. All right. Item carries 5-0. Item number 9, public hearings. There are none tonight. Item 10, regular business. A, authorize the mayor to execute an employment agreement with the city manager.
Okay. Mayor, council members, the item 10A here is a motion to authorize the mayor to execute an employment agreement with the city manager. As council knows, this matter, there are changes to the proposed employment agreement. These amendments have been approved previously by council, and I'm here presenting tonight to make it public and allow for a vote. Under the proposed employment agreement, well, backing up, this City of Newman City Manager Michael Holland has served continuously since being promoted from Community Development Director in 2006. And the city, acting through the City Council, has evaluated Mr. Holland's knowledge, experience, administrative skills, and abilities during his employment as City Manager, and has elected to continue his employment as City Manager under the terms of a new employment agreement. And under the proposed employment agreement, the terms of the prior agreement shall remain in place with the following amendments. The agreement will be retroactively effective July 1st, 2023, and will expire December 31st, 2026. Thereafter, it shall automatically renew for successive one-year terms unless the City Council or City Manager provides written notice of an intent not to renew 90 days prior to the expiration date. The agreement provides for a 5% merit increase the first year, a 5% equity increase in the second year, and a 5% cost of living adjustment for the remaining term. Additionally, the city manager shall receive a 5% incentive pay increase until the city fills either the planner or the community development position. The city manager shall additionally be eligible for all other incentives and benefits which have been or may be provided to the department heads to the extent they are more generous than those included in the employment agreement. Okay. Fiscal impact. The cost of the city manager's salary and benefits is annually included in the city's budget. This action would be consistent with the salary budgeting for prior years. And a copy of the agreement that is the subject of the vote is included in the agenda packet. It's made available to the public online. It's Exhibit A to the staff report. And city staff recommends that the city council authorize the mayor to execute the employment agreement with Michael Holland for the position of city manager. And I'll be happy to answer any questions council may have.
Any questions from council? All right, I'll open up the public for any questions or comments. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council for action.
I would like to move to approve authorization of the mayor to execute an employment agreement with the city manager.
I'll second that.
We have a first and second. Going to vote electronically. All right, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Item number 10B, authorize the city manager to execute employment agreements with the city clerk and the director of finance. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, we're also looking to do executive agreements, employment agreements with Mike Meyer for the position of city clerk and Louis Humphreys for the position of director of finance. Mike's been operating as a city clerk since 2007. He had done some utility clerk business for us before that, and then moved on to Patterson for a couple years before we were able to lure him back to the city. But as city clerk, he also runs our IT department and does lots of other things on top of that. But he's been a very valuable resource. This year's not as big as year, but in election years, they're very difficult at times when you have to run all the elections. And we've had measures and we've had CFDs, and I think his favorite was the Northwest Newman annexation. Those are all challenges, and dealing with county offices sometimes, especially the elections office, can be very tough. So we're looking at giving him a contract. He currently doesn't have one. The other directors do, fire chief, police chief, and public works director. Also, as part of this, we'd like to extend a contract to Lou Humphreys for the director of finance. Lou's been with us since 2010. He's done an outstanding job in terms of running our budgets and helping us be creative in terms of investments. I don't have the number, but looking at how much debt we've been able to pay down since Lou's been here and helping us, work through those things has been a huge savings for this community. And so we're nearly debt free, and except for maybe our enterprise funds have a little bit of it, and being able to pay down CalPERS. And Lou made the adjustment that we, instead of paying CalPERS at the end of the year, we pay them at the front of the year. So we're saving the whole year's worth of interest on there. And sometimes that's $15,000 per group with multiple groups. So you're saving that money. Then we can use that for other programs within the city. So he's done an excellent job with us. Both of these terms here would be retroactive to July 1st, consistent with what the rest of the department heads got in terms of their pay. And they would go for their 10-year agreement to get to 2033. Both of them still have young kids and looking for a long term. The agreements do spell out, though, they are at will. They do serve at the pleasure of the city manager at that particular point in time. But they do, if anything's going to happen, they have to give a 30-day notice, and then they would get a 3-month severance if the future city manager elects not to continue their service. So with that, we're asking that the city council authorize the city manager to execute the employment agreements with the city clerk and the director of finance.
Any questions from council?
Yes, I would like to say, you had mentioned that Lou basically has done a tremendous job in terms of keeping us, alive here in the city of Newman. We become the #1 city on the west side. And it's because of people like Lou and Mike Meyer that they take their jobs serious. And when you take your job serious, that means that you're going to take care of everyone in this city. And I applaud each one of them. Mike Meyer may be a coach, with the kids and stuff, but when he comes to work, he's serious. And when I walk into City Hall and I look over at Lou's, I'm saying to myself, did this guy ever take a break? Because he's right in front of those screens. And I only say that to say is that I hear people talking about us all the time, how well off we are. And I, again, take my hat off to each and every one of you guys. You guys are doing a tremendous job. Whether people want to give you the credit or not, you're doing a tremendous job. And I appreciate that.
I second that. You guys do outstanding. We appreciate your hard work. I'll open up to the public for any questions or comments. And none, I'll bring it back to council for action.
I move to authorize the city manager to execute employment agreements with the city clerk and Department of Finance and Director of Finance. Sorry.
I'll second.
We have first and second. Going to vote electronically. Motion carries 5-0. Item 11, items from District 5 Stanislaus County Supervisor. He's not able to be here tonight. Item 12, items from City Manager and staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to welcome our Assembly member, Mr. Alanis, here tonight. Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to see you. Just a couple updates. As you know, our news project is ongoing. And for Assembly member, that's an $8.5 million constructed wetlands project that we're doing on the west side that's going to treat our stormwater and also be a community amenity out there. So I'd love to share that with you when you have some time on there. Also, the wetlands project, the reconstruction of the Highland Wetland project is also ongoing over there. Those two projects are moving forward. We have the Inyo project, intersection project. You can see half of it's been built. They're going to then that's set a little bit, then they'll move over to the other side and finish that off. That's a great project, and hopefully get that done, because on August 14th, George Reed Company, who has been given the contract for the Inyo Canal School project. I know that's a very important project to this council. That's going to be moving forward on August 14th. And so they got to dig down about 24 inches. They're going to remove like 40,000 cubic yards of dirt. I mean, it's a big project, but they're gonna move through there, and it's gonna really enhance that area over there. As you know, it's one of our worst travel areas in terms of traffic and road conditions. So, and then lastly, just a quick update. We met with our engineering department earlier this month, and the Jensen Road project, we've been able to settle on what that's all going to look like. They're moving into design now. Design should be done by the end of this calendar year, and then moving forward probably in the spring. The whole idea is to have 2 travel lanes and a walkway on Jensen Road before the school year next year, not this year, but in 24, 25. So I know that's been an important project for the council as well. So we look forward to moving forward with that. So those are the only comments I have at this time.
And are we going with, because for crossing there for students, is it won't be a light, but what?
Not at this time. Not at this time. We're trying to stay out of the Caltrans right away. If we got into Caltrans right away right now, it would push this project back 18 to 24 months. We'd like to get these 2 travel lanes moving forward in the walkway and then put in an application at that point in time to figure out how we can safely move kids across that road.
What about those crosswalks with the lights that flash?
Yeah, it's either that. They're using the Hawk ones now, is what you see in like Hillmar.
People do speed on that. I've seen a lot of
They do,
kids
they do.
struggle
So
getting
we're
across
gonna
that.
put some flashing lights up in terms of traffic control, trying to get people to slow down in the meantime. But that's an ongoing, but we're trying to treat them separately so we can at least get this part moving forward, because the other one's good. You know, once you get the state involved, nothing's fast. So.
Maybe some speed signs that tell you flash.
Yeah,
speed,
exactly.
that'll keep them.
Yeah, with some speed register signs, yeah.
Because most people slow down when they see a school sign. They figure, that basically school kids are in the area. So I think that might be a good idea too, is have school signs, because if those school kids are going to be crossing there.
Yeah, there's really some parameters in terms, I don't know what they are, maybe the LT knows. There's really some parameters on where you can place those in relation to a school and then put them on a state highway. There's just it gets tricky. So again, we're gonna try to work with Caltrans as best we can to make that a part of this project, but it'll tail behind it just again because we're dealing with the state agency.
Any idea when we could get a light at Inyo and 33?
Once warrants are met. So we'll get traffic engineers to look at that, and once the warrants are met, it's all going to be designed and plumbed. So all we have to do is put up the lights. But Caltrans, again, since it's a state highway, won't allow us to put it up until a certain number of people die or a certain number of accidents.
Sometimes it takes action.
Thank you, Michael. Allie?
Good evening, Mayor, council members, assembly member. I wanted to touch on a subject to help us out. If you guys can, go online. I know Mikey pulled it up earlier, our barcode. He's going to pull it up right now for us. Help us plan our parks. So recently we met with our community in reference to actions and things we would like to see at our parks in Newman here in the near future. This survey takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I've done it myself. And it just asks you a whole bunch of questions on, what you would like in the future, what we currently have, what can we improve on. So if you can share that with the community, if you guys can all please go online and check it out. It's very easy. You can scan it with your phone. You can go to our webpage. You can click on the scan code here, or it's on our social media web pages too, in case people can't get to our website. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. So if you guys can reach out to it, it's on our first area here. Like I said, the survey is very easy. If anybody has any questions, you can send them my way and I can help answer any questions the community may have or you may have. With that, the survey is also available in Spanish. Up on the top right corner there, you'll see that you can switch it to Spanish. So if we don't have, if they're not bilingual or they don't understand the English language, it is available in Spanish. And then moving on forward, not too much to report on the recreation side other than we do have our last movie nights right in front of you guys. It's Super Pet DC Life, and it will be at Sherman Park at dusk. I haven't seen one of you guys out there, so hopefully we'll get to see a few faces out there this time around. The fire department will be cooking, so you guys can go out there and get a hot dog from Keith and his crew this 5th. And then we do have our last downtown market on August 4th. We do plan to have future markets in the fall. That takes a different curve into the fall festivities. But we do have our last downtown market on August 4th here at the plaza from 3:30 to 7:30. With that, I can answer any questions y'all may have.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And I heard a lot of good things. A lot of people said they participated in the the survey you had for the parks, not the survey, but the online
Thank you.
group. And so I heard a couple people reach out to me and say it was pretty good.
We had a good amount. I think we had at one point about 29 people join into the Zoom. So it's a good turnout for our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have nothing to
Short?
share tonight.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Luke?
Evening. Just a couple things that the city manager touched on. We're talking about CalPERS. This year, we're saving $14,000 by prepaying that. The other thing, too, is on our debts. We only have the redevelopment agency bonds that are outstanding for another 5 years. That doesn't affect our general fund at all. We receive money from the county through property taxes that just goes directly to cover that amount. And then we also have, the only other one coming up is our well number 10. And the great thing about that is it's 0% interest at this point. So we're paying back just exactly what we spent on the project. One of the things that can get expensive is when you have a lot of debt, carrying a lot of interest. Like back when we had our water and sewer bonds outstanding, we were spending about $150,000 a year just on interest. And now those are all paid off, any projects that we do. If we can fund them ourselves or get grant monies, we don't waste any of it on interest expense. It all goes right towards our projects, which helps us get better projects. But I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
That's outstanding. We appreciate all you guys' hard work on getting grants and the budget. I mean, that's huge. That gives us a lot of power.
Yeah, it does.
Economy turns down, keeps us in a good standing. So, thanks for your hard work. Bowen?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. We're going to be doing a few public relations events this month, or this upcoming month. We've got National Night Out coming August 1st, right? And then we'll be doing movie night and then back to school. So you'll see us out there. We are kind of struggling with staffing right now. So we've had a slight increase in some of our responses recently. So we're always hiring. Anyone looking to volunteer, come our way, drop in applications, help us out. So I can answer any other questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Pro Tem?
I'd just like to thank Assemblyman Alanis for your support of public safety at the state level. I know it can be an uphill climb right now, so thank you very much. It's appreciated.
Councilman McDonald?
I have nothing but welcome again and come visit us again. That's all.
All I know, it's still going to be hot, so keep hydrated. And that's about it for me.
Thanks again, Juan, for coming out. Hope we can see you out here more often.
Yeah.
Great asset to the community.
All right. With that, same thing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always being available and sending representatives out. It's greatly appreciated. It seems like we've had more representatives from the newly elected over the last handful of years than we have in 9 years that I've been here. So it's greatly appreciated. It seems like you guys are here to work for us, and that's what we need.
Yeah, I seen you on TV today. It was on Channel 3, I believe. But it was only a headshot. Yeah, right there. I'm going. I was wondering who was out standing in the hallway. I kind of want something to head up.
Thank you again.
Okay.
So with that, I'll ask for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
First, we have second.
Second.
Second.